should tell them on this video.
Today's the day. Today's the day. Guys, big announcement.
We're having a baby!
Baby Smith 2024.
In the
We're
fall.
excited.
We're so excited, and we wanted to make a video about just different questions we've been getting.
Yeah, before we start the different questions,
Okay.
I want to ask a question that's been asked to you a lot for the right reason. I know some dads maybe feel left out because they don't get asked the question as often as the mom does, but how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling great.
Guys,
this pregnancy has been awesome.
We're excited to be parents.
Yeah, we're so excited
Mariah's
to be parents.
healthy.
We've always wanted to be parents, and now it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's just hard to wrap my mind around, but
Yeah.
we're so excited.
So this fall 2024, our first baby is coming. We're so excited. There's been a number of questions that we often get asked.
Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Mariah, for those of you who are out there, kind of maybe 4 of the top questions we get asked.
Yeah, just so you guys can get a general picture of all the info.
So we're having a baby. You're pregnant.
Yep.
We're really against me saying we're pregnant because she's pregnant. We're expecting together, but there you go.
Yeah.
So the first question is, how did we find out?
So it wasn't like a big shock to us.
Yeah.
We were expecting or hoping to expect to have a baby soon. And so we took a pregnancy test and it was positive.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, here we go.
Guys, I think this is important for me to say. I was in denial at first because I didn't want to get my hopes up. And
Well, not just that.
Pregnancy test.
Yeah, the pregnancy test we used was real janky.
It was like someone gave us a pregnancy test that was like from like the dollar store or something like that. It was like plastic and like really flimsy.
When they gave it to us, it was almost like as a joke.
Yeah,
But that
like
was the
3
only
years ago.
The only pregnancy
Yeah.
test we had in our house.
So we used it. It was positive. And then I was kind of like, oh, I want to get excited, but we should take another test before we get too invested.
Yeah, so then we took a more expensive test a
Yeah.
few days later, and then we felt. But for me, when I took the pregnancy test, it just felt like a confirmation. It felt
Yeah.
like, okay, I was pretty sure I was pregnant, and then the pregnancy test just affirmed it,
Yeah.
and that was really special.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. The next question is, I know sometimes the first trimester can be pretty intense. Pukey, really characterized by sickness for some pregnant moms. How was the first trimester for you?
Okay, the first trimester for me was not that bad, thankfully. It was not normal. I didn't feel like my normal self, but I never threw up and I only felt nauseous a couple times. For me, it was more like I had a lot of food aversion, so I remember like eating meat just was so unappealing to me. And I just really craved almost like childhood foods.
Yeah.
Like cereal and like mac and cheese, lots of carbs,
Yeah,
crackers
yeah.
and cheese, stuff like that. So, and I just kind of felt like really, really low energy. I remember telling you like, Daniel, doing the dishes right now just seems like climbing a mountain. Like
Yeah.
it just seemed so overwhelming to me. So overall, it wasn't that bad, but in general, I was just like tired, less motivated, and my eating wasn't normal. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
My next question is like, it seems like you've had like a really positive disposition towards pregnancy. I find that sometimes when women are pregnant, it can be like depending on how their pregnancy is, of course, it could be like a really burdensome thing. Like, what do you attribute, I guess, your positive disposition to?
I think that even before I got pregnant, I just I was thinking of pregnancy as like, it's such a blessing. And we know people in our lives that have been trying to have a baby for a long time and just haven't been able to. And we've walked with them and that's been so hard. And so I feel like when I was able to get pregnant, I just was thinking like, this is such a blessing. And I will take any discomfort to have this baby.
It's almost like harder to take it for granted when you've walked with friends who are battling with infertility. And so it does feel like when you got pregnant, not we, when you got pregnant, it was clear to both of us that it was a miracle. It is an act of God to be able to grow a life inside of you. So it's almost like that changed our complete perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like early on, I saw on social media like how common it is to complain about your pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's almost like how people complain about like husbands or husbands complain about wives.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he always leaves his socks around.
Yeah.
It's almost like a popular thing to complain about.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like
an
commenting on the weather. It's like an easy thing to do. It's like, oh, pregnancy's hard or whatever. And that shapes your thinking as the mother, but it also shapes people's perspective on what it's like to be pregnant.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
So I started to notice that online, and then I kind of started to have like a guard up when I would scroll just to like protect my mind and be like, yeah, there's lots of things I could complain about if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's the use in that? It's just going to make my pregnancy more miserable.
No, it's true.
I might as well choose to be like, yeah, it's been great and it's been awesome and it's been such a blessing. And I will say, like, I have not had a ton of symptoms. So for me, it's been quite easy to take that perspective. But you're
not full term yet. So there'll be times where it could still get harder.
Get a lot harder, yeah.
So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But Mariah has been the most peaceful, joy-filled, beautiful pregnant person, mom. I don't know why I said that. I've ever seen. Okay, the last question I have for you is, what's been your favorite thing and least favorite thing about being pregnant?
Oh, my favorite thing has been feeling the baby move.
Yeah.
I feel like even when I'm going to bed at night is probably when this baby moves the most. And again, this is something you could look at and be like, that's kind of annoying because I'm trying to fall asleep and it's hard to fall asleep when you feel something like moving around inside of you. But like, I just can't help but go to bed with like a smile.
Yeah.
Like literally like smiling because I'm like, this is so amazing that this baby has its own personality and own mind and they're like moving around inside of me. Yeah. And so that's my favorite thing.
Something I didn't know, I knew mothers can feel the baby on the inside of them, but I didn't know that you can see it on the outside.
Oh, you can see it. Yeah, I know.
Like, that's trippy.
I know, I've been starting to see like pokes here and there.
Yeah.
It's funny. Okay, and then my least favorite thing has probably been like all the attention.
Yeah.
Like, it's very sweet and kind, but sometimes it can be overwhelming or I don't know, I guess I'm more introverted, so sometimes I want to go into space and be low-key, but like I can't really be low-key.
Yeah.
But I don't know, at the same time, it is kind of special. Like I'll be walking down the street and a stranger will come up to me and like strike up conversation and be like, how far along are you? And it's very like, it's sweet. Mm-hmm. So I do like those moments sometimes, but I think other times it's like, oh man, this is like a lot of eyes on me and a lot of people like just like gazing at me with like this very sweet look on their face. And when you're not used to that.
With like their dreamy eyes.
Yeah, it's very cute. So it's not like the worst thing in the world, but like I felt the same way when we were getting married, like on our wedding day. I remember feeling really nervous before, like there's going to be a lot of attention on me today and I'm not used to that. Yeah. So I think that's just like a little bit of getting used to. But yeah,
well, we're excited about having a baby.
Yeah.
Like I said, it feels like a gift, and I feel like a part of my life purpose is to be a dad, and you would feel the same way about motherhood. And so we're excited to meet our baby.
This baby is like, any baby is such a miracle.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I've really, and I knew that before in theory, but it's really like hits you when you're growing the baby inside of you, because you're really not doing anything in particular to be like, I'm going to grow hands today, I'm going to grow a brain today. Like your body just does the work, similar to digestion or breathing or your heart pumping. And so like, it's really such a miracle that a baby can grow inside of you.
Yeah.
It's just
like there'll be sometimes where I look at you and I'm like, it's crazy that your body is growing a body.
Yes.
Like there's a heart, a liver, lungs.
So detailed and intricate, and it's just been such a beautiful experience. So we're excited to let you guys in on that.
And stay tuned over the next few videos because we are going to be doing a gender reveal once that's public. So
so we're going to do a gender reveal, and then we'll probably do some other videos about the nursery and, you know, all the baby stuff. So if you'd like to follow along on that, we'd love to have you guys along for the ride.
Yeah, we're excited for it. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We're so excited for this journey and to have you along with us. Share the videos as well if you think any of our content would be helpful for someone.
Yeah.
Because we really want to see it get out there, be helpful for us, but we also believe that it'll be helpful for others as well.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.